I have this hand of a 52-year-old female, and she has kindly donated this photo for this reading, and I'll start talking about what stood out for me first was the multitude of lines along the Mercury line and the intuition line. It is not common to see the intuition line, but when I do, it normally is somewhat broken up, like here. The intuition line taps. It starts from the mount of Moon and rises to the mount of Mercury. But overall, this line depicts someone with good intuitive ability, hence the name. They do have other names for it, of course. However, because of its breaking up and mixing in with the Mercury line, she has several health lines or Mercury lines, which I call this, looks exactly like scaffolding. I call it scaffold. She has a scaffold of lines. We're not going to call them Thomas the Tank Engine lines today, or the pencil in your ear lines, like my previous video. I do like to take the piss out of some of the names of the lines sometimes. So today I'm taking it one step further and calling this scaffolding. She has a scaffold of a health line, and that is her non-dominant hand, by the way. She's left-handed. This is her right hand. So this is showing more of the past. Now, this multitude of lines, she also has rising lines that appear to be fate lines, several fate lines, which is very possible that they will turn into the actual success lines. Some of those are the success lines. And over here at the start, she has a multitude of worry and stress lines. Early in life, when she said that she did have meningitis, so that might have affected her mind somewhat. There is an island on her headline, and that is usually indicating some problem regarding either the mental capacity for thought, migraines, illness, stressful period is what is most likely the cause of this island. She has confirmed that she had a stage 3 lymphoma where she came close to not making through it, and she had to have chemotherapy as such, and so that would definitely indicate a stressful period, hence all of these multitude of lines everywhere. So the health line does not look 100% normal, and she's also confirmed that she has got low blood pressure, so that would also come into this multitude of health lines. Now with this intuition line, I'll get my little highlighter out. When the intuition line has branches from it, that is indicating what is benefiting you in your life by the use of your intuition. So if a branch reaches the career or fate line, that's indicating it benefits your career. If there are branches that rise to the Apollo line, that benefits your life in creative or matters, or like reputation, social matters, maybe even fame as such. However, if there are multitude of lines along crosses along the intuition line, that limits the benefits that the line normally gives. She does have many travel lines as well. On the side of the palm, she has several lines that come across. On her lifeline, she has a travel line at an early age, which she confirms she traveled extensively in her 20s. So that makes sense. She has more travel lines here a bit later on, and they're indicating after the age of 40. Whether she traveled or not, there is a line that connects to the career line. So if that doesn't indicate travel, it is a sign that she has become either more career orientated or had a change in her way of thinking around about in her 40s. So mostly what you see in this hand is quite a lot of stress or worry lines, because it is a sensitive hand. She has a marriage line, which is above the halfway mark on this mount, indicates marriage after the age of 30. And that happens to be true in her case. Okay, I'm going to go to her dominant hand, and you're going to see the difference. All of these lines, all the health lines and everything else, they are, like I said before, indicating basically the past, because it's a non-dominant hand. I forgot to mention that she's got a allergy line here as well. So moving on to her dominant hand. As you can see, these lines have become more clear. That whole scaffolding has gone. She has a normal success line that just rises. She has a double success line. Now, I know it's called a success line. Doesn't mean that she's been successful since she was a child. It's just a term, success. It's called the Apollo or the sun line. So it generally depicts a happy character. Now, on this hand, her Mercury lines appear to almost not be there. She has just a few lines. I can hardly see them at all. So to me, that's indicating that now, this being a dominant hand, that her health has improved and she has got over her problems that she had in the past. They do still show, where I've got the arrows at the top, these, some people call them like attack lines, but yeah, they're just worry lines. They cross all the way across the palm. So that is still indicating that what she went through was quite significant. So the stress or the problem reached almost a crisis point in her life, because they are so deeply kind of etched in her palm. Now she has this big fork. Okay, her headline starts by itself. By itself, I mean it's not joined to the lifeline here. So when the headline is separated, it shows very independent person who can look after themselves. She's still on the right, on this dominant hand, on the left hand, she still does have a fuzziness around the same area where she has the island on the headline. So that's showing that period, that difficult period that she had. But she has a definite fork in her headline that can, in many cases, show a kind of duality in the character. So they have two sides to their personality. Such a big fork, it shows that they can be like a very practical thinking person, and yet the fork that dips down towards the Mount of Moon shows their creative side, sometimes moody side. So she might have fluctuation between being in a rational state of mind, and she might be a little bit irrational or moody. If on the positive side, that means creative. There was a line area that concerned me here where I'm pointing at the arrow. Looks like just a normal bit of scarring and some redness, which probably will go away. But to me, when I see this, comparing it to the non-dominant hand at the same point around about, the non-dominant hand had some travel lines or connecting lines to the fate line, and here it's as if they're rubbed out. So whether she had plans to travel in the future and maybe those plans have changed or not, we don't know, but I just do like to compare the dominant and non-dominant hands to, is their line the same, especially lines like travel. If they're the same, then there's very likely to be that event. If the line is not there, then something has gone wrong. So this is indicating the age. Let me draw some lines here. So 40, 45, 50. After 55, it's showing whatever might have been is probably going to change, because that area will change after that scarring goes away. So there you go. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them, and I look forward to doing another reading soon. Thanks very much for watching. See you later.